Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Yeah. Okay. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I sure think you can, I sure believe you can hear me. All right. Okay. Just let me know. Can someone just drop? I can hear you. I just want to be sure you can hear me. Good afternoon. Can someone drop? I can hear you. I just want to be sure you can hear me. Yes, we can. Amazing. Thank you very much, Mansour. Yeah, thank you, Muntari. Okay, we're privileged to have today as our last official session. I'm sure we would still have to do a few things together. But I'm going to use today to try to talk around a few observations that I have seen and then point you in the direction that you should be able to go and be able to land yourself an opportunity quite soon. I hope that works. All right. The very first thing I would like to talk about today, because I've outlined them, is that I'll start from where we started from. Tableau or visualization of data. I'll start from there. So basically what I want to say to you is when you are visualizing data, you need to always remember, 1 second, please, just 1 second. Okay. I wanted to increase the lights around the room. Yeah. So when you are visualizing data, you need to make sure a few things. One of the first things you need to make sure of when visualizing data is the fact that you need to have a central story that you are trying to tell. Yeah? Now, basically, what do I mean? Visualizing data is not just cooking up a number of charts. Yeah, it's beyond cooking up a number of charts and putting it out there. It's more than that. What is the story you are trying to communicate to the stakeholders? So the first thing you need to ask yourself is, who are my stakeholders? Who are the people benefiting from this conversation? Who am I talking to? Now, take for example, if you were speaking to traditional rulers, it will not be the same story like if you were speaking to university professors. Yeah? So you need to be well aware who are your audience? What are your audience interested in? You will now craft a story based on your audience and their interest. I hope that makes sense. You craft a story based on what? Your audience and their interest. So please desist from just putting together a body of charts. Yeah? Desist from putting together a body of charts and just throwing it on a dashboard, and then that's not visualization. Your work must tell a central story. Yeah. For those of you having problems with your network, don't worry, it's not nothing technical much today. We're just going to be talking around a few things. Now, the next thing I will talk to you about is the use of colors. Yeah. But please try and rewatch this video. I'm sure you will benefit from the things that we're going to be doing. Now, while we are at this, if you have a progressive question, now if you are asking about how to set up your MySQL at this point, I have very little to help you with in that regard. But if you speak to some of your colleagues or my colleague Udo, I'm sure they will be able to save your ass in that area. But please, those are questions I can't help you again with, sincerely. That's number one. If you're also speaking about assessments, again, I can't help you with that. So please speak to Udo. He's going to sort you out on those things. Registrations, assessments, please, those are not areas I'm going to be able to help you with. So Udo would help you with those areas. So please keep the The questions I want to see is you're taking on a project and then you've given it your best, but you got stuck with something, yeah? And then you want a way to get yourself out of it. Those are the kind of questions I want to help you move bigger, increase capacity, not sort administrative issues. Okay, now speaking about colors, I started out by telling you that colors tell a unique story. Colors tell what? A unique story. Now, if you're putting together a chart and you use colors indiscriminately, again, I don't want to take you around the room, but for those of you who were in the first class, I try to take you guys around the room, showing you different kinds of charts. Now, go back and look at the charts. Now you have the public. All of you are on public. Go on public and see for yourself how people use colors. If your color isn't telling a good story, then yeah. Now, just allow me, because some of you have connected with me on LinkedIn, I'm just going to pull through something. Let me push something out for you. Now, quite recently, I worked on a project. Let me show you. I just want to show you guys this. Quite recently, I worked on this project. Share screen. Now, please, while I am presenting, I want you to start preparing questions. I want to deal with questions today. Yeah, because I'm going to, once I say questions, just press send so that not now. Once I say questions, you press send. Let me run you through first before you send. Now, for some of you who are my friends on LinkedIn, you may have seen this recent work I did for an HIV project. Actually, this is not the actual data. This is the dummy one, because I kind of messed around with the data so that I don't provide the right data for you to see. Now, so if you look at this work, one of the first things you're going to see with this work is, if you had seen it on my LinkedIn, this is not the color you saw. Yeah. You've probably had seen a different color, grayish. Yeah. But the more I thought about it, in short, if you saw the first version of this work, it wasn't really looking like this. But the more I thought about this work, I realized that the colors I used were not giving a good representation of what I was talking about. So I rejigged the color. Yeah. Colors tell a unique story. So please be careful of the colors you use. Now, again, if you also want to, we could go into this place and I could show you some of the things. I'm not very artistic, but yeah, I'm not very artistic, but I have stumbled on good colors once or twice in my life. Yeah. But there are some really artistic people in the community, very artistic. I give it to them. Now, I have noticed that using mild colors, like the one here with the first project dashboard, or even the one I restored the HIV dashboard to, yeah, a bit of mild colors, even the university survey data and this one, some of those mild colors, they always give you finer representations than using very bold colors like this. Now, please, this is not to say, and I'm not at any way trying to say, that using bold colors like this is not good. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying know where to use bold colors and know where to use lighter colors. When you start your journey, I'm not expecting you to be perfect, trust me. But over time, you will notice that some patterns will become glaring to you. And when you find out, like, there's a bold color here, I would like to use, okay, let's use this one, this simple, very simple work. It's quite a simple work. Okay, I hope you can see this, and I believe you guys can see this. It's a simple chart. It looks like it compared the two Manchester clubs. I would like every one of you to try doing this, really. Yeah, I would like every one of you to try your hands on a data set like this. If you want, I could figure out where I got this data set, but you can actually do it for yourself. Get your club, maybe Liverpool, compare with Chelsea. Yeah. See where the points they finished with in the last 10 years. That should be your assignment. Yeah, I think that should be a good assignment to go. Now, what you can do, again, what I can recommend you do is go to my blog, because you will learn by trying things. Hmm? Go to my blog, go to my page, look for these, download it, study it, see if you can recreate. It's very simple. Trust me, it's very simple. And I make no mistakes about what I'm telling you. It's very simple. But if you try, if I get the first 5 people to try, yeah, if I get the first 5 people to try, and all of you tell me that the first 5 said they can't figure a way around it, I'll do a video and send across. Yeah, that's if the Telegram channel is still kept together. Now, what we would do is try to do something like this. Now, you look at this work. These are very bold colors, but they came out looking really nice. Why did it come out looking really nice? Because we used it for what? Like a comparison. So if you look at the gray here or the blue here is what? Come on. Sorry. Now, the blue here is like what? Man City. The red here is Liverpool. Yeah. And then the gap, look at the gap. Sorry, not Liverpool, Man United. So for those of you who support any of these clubs, you see, in this year, you had Man City was ahead in terms of points in 2019. In 2018, they were also ahead. In 2017, they were ahead. They were ahead here. Now, there is something that you've not noticed here. In this place, what has happened here is that they were both at the same spot point. Yeah. Now, I did this work in 2022, really. So that's 2 years ago. If I were to redo this now, you would see a red spot inside this yellow, this blue. Yeah, because that would show that they finished at the same point. And then you notice that over the years, except for only 2 years in the past, except for only 2 years in the last 10 years before 2020, Man City has always finished ahead of Man United. I think if you try this chart now, you would still have equally the same experience. Yeah? Okay. Now, that is all speaking about colors. What else would you like me to talk about? Let me talk about a body system. And when I mean body, I mean a BUDDY. BUDDY. Okay. First and foremost, what I would like to leave with you right now, friends, it's that I won't be able to help you through everything. Yeah, because I have limited time, got loads of engagements. Yeah. And then I can't help with everything. I only want to help with things that are okay. I only want to help you with things that are yeah, I think that's okay. Now I only want to yes, it can. Can the knowledge of MySQL help you with Oracle? Absolutely. It can even help you with, I'm going to come to SQL. I'm going around the room, so don't worry. Yeah. So the next thing I'm going to talk about right now is a body system. The body system, because what I mean by a body system is the fact that, yeah, Sharon, I'm open to collaborations. Yeah, something interesting. That's totally fine. But I'll come to questions. So let's not get distracted. I'll come to questions. Now, the first thing I want to talk about now is what? A body system. Guys, create collaborations within yourself. Analyze what you do. Does that make sense? You do find a few friends who are interested in creating a body system. And when you create a body system, what you do is before you send out something, you can share with someone, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? What that does for you is you get feedback. You need those feedback. Yeah, you need those feedback. Again, when you also post online, for everyone I would see, I promise you, I'm going to give you feedback. Even though I don't like to openly provide feedback, but I will give you a clue on what you're doing. Again, when you tell a relevant story, because I don't want to come into every conversation, tell a relevant story. Okay, that's the third one. The next one is I'm going to show you guys a few places you can go in there and get a few places you can get it, go in there and get data for free. Now, just stay with me. There are a few good places you can go in to get data for free. Give me a second. Let me on the cooling system here. Okay. All right. Now, let me show you a few good places to get some data. Now, maybe I drop it on. Let me see if I can pull Telegram so that as I'm talking about them, I could drop them. You can go check them out at your convenience. If you want to work on visualization, I'm just going to pull a few of those places before I go to speak about SQ. Okay, so one of them is here. Look at these guys. They feed projects like every week. And they go with this one. They look at very easy. I'm dropping them on the Telegram channel. Yeah. They do very simple charts. So you can start from there, the back to basics. Now, the next one is Makeover Monday. Makeover Monday. Yeah, that's also a good place. They feed off, they supply information, they give data set I think every 2 weeks, if I'm not wrong. Yeah. Now, you've got this one. I've used this in a number of my open engagements. So you would have seen a few I've used. So Sons of Hierarchy, it's called the real world fake data. So they try to provide fake data using typical real world scenarios. And then there is one other one called Marvin data. So you could, let me just Google that and drop it for you. Marvin data challenge. Yeah. Okay. So now there are a host of other ones, but just to feed you off with 4 you can start out with. Now, these are 4 places you can go source data from and use it for your practice in terms of visualization. Most of the data you have in those 4 places are 95% clean. Most of them. Some of them are even like 100% clean. So you don't need to talk about data cleaning there. Go and practice visualization. Okay. Now, should you want to practice your hands on, what do you call it, SQL? I'm going to give you 3 places you can also practice SQL now. You've got the, what's this guy's name? It's called, let me pull them out for you. There is W3. Okay, you can go here. So for SQL, I'm just going to drop these. You want to practice SQL, go here. You want to practice SQL, also try the HackerRank. HackerRank, yeah, that's it. Now, if you practice SQL with HackerRank, The good thing about what HackerRank does is that they could give you a certificate for it. Yeah. And those certificates are very tenable anywhere in the world because most analysts know those certificates that they are valid. It means you know you're on things. Yeah. So I have given you three for Tableau. I've given you three for visualization. I've given you two um for SQL. All right, that's done. Again, I want to reiterate that questions around installations, assessment, please speak to my colleague Udo. He would handle all of that on my behalf. So please let him handle those ones. Yeah. I want to see challenges. Like you are trying something and that thing is interesting. I love interesting things, things that make us think. Yeah. Now, there is two things, let me say a couple of other things I would like to arm you guys with. A couple of other things. And I'm going to promise you in the month of August that we're in, I'll make sure I can't see those links you provided. Ahmed, you have to go to Telegram. I'm not signed on this to see it. So it's on Telegram in Young Matter. So please check in on Telegram. I've dropped everything on Telegram. I don't know what groups you guys are in, but anyone could help reshare them for the benefit of everyone. Okay, now my question is, how do you create access to view on SQL for, maybe rephrase your question, Aliyu, not refresh your question. I'm going to come to questions, guys. Please don't push it. Let me take them one after the other. Yeah. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is there are still a couple of things that I feel you should be armed with. A few couple of things like dealing with dates, things like what we call dynamic zone visualization. I'm going to try to put all that and then share the links with you guys on the YouTube channel. But if you try your hands on a project and your hands get dirty and you encounter problems along those lines, reach me fast. I will help you out. So that long before the video is out, because sometimes it gets busy and I can't deal with those whole things. But long before the video is out, I can sort you out. All right? Okay. Having said that, I must talk about how to land your first job. Yeah? I hope that should be an interesting part. Now, there is no straight way to land your first job. None. Most of you are going to land your first opportunities on different platforms. Yeah? Now, let me share with you some proven ways you can land your first job and some that people have landed their own first job. The very first one, I got it on WhatsApp group. Okay? Now, the very first way people have gotten their first opportunities have been getting their hands dirty, building visualize. For those who are who want to really dig into visualizations, what they do is they get their hands really dirty and then they keep posting on LinkedIn. I notice some of you have more friends on LinkedIn. Some of you don't really have a lot of friends. But if you post something interesting, there are people in the community, they would just like it and you would see, I'm sure both of you have seen such tractions with your post. They would like it and then more people will begin to see you. Your visibility will become immense. And when it becomes immense, you will land opportunities. I'll put it simple to you. If you know what you're doing and you're putting out some good work out there, the community rewards, particularly if you are going to go big on visualization, they reward you with what they call V's of the day. Yeah. I've got some Nigerians who have more than 2, 3, 4 V's of the days. Yeah. And I believe you can go for it. It's something you can go for. I know I have only one, but There are folks who have more than 3, 4. Yeah. So I'm not big on it. I'm not particular about it because of the work that I do. So I'm not particular about it. But I just want you to know that you can get those things. And when you get those V's of the days, the community amplifies your voice by showing your work. I'm not sharing my screen. I'm talking right now. So just stay with me. Yeah. Hello. One more time, I want to say this. Please don't drop messages yet. Don't drop questions because I won't see them. I'm talking about a few things. When you drop, when I say what do you call it? When I say questions, you put it down so I can see them on time. The community amplifies you to the world because once they share V's of the day, I'm sure some of you are already getting those emails now, V's of the day. Now, the whole world gets to see what you've done, and you could get a job across the world. People will get to reach you from across the world if they like what you're doing. Yeah. I got a job from Rwanda just by being in the community. Yeah. So these things happen, and I want you to know they are very real. So my take is go for it. Yeah. The next thing I'm going to say is that, so I've spoken about doing your work, practicing and posting. Yeah. Again, you could even practice and post your SQL experiences. Yeah. Like you think of something complex or you find something complex, write the code and post it, and perhaps try to draw people into the way you would thought about that project. Yeah. Now, let me tell you guys, when Spotify came into Nigeria, how can I be added to the community? I will answer all these questions. Just give me some time. I want to go step by step. When Spotify came into Nigeria, there was a lady, one of our colleagues in the community. Her name is Zainab Ayodemeji, something like that. She was also doing literally posting, writing, and all that. And what she was doing, someone caught sight of it and introduced her to what? Spotify. She worked with Spotify in Lagos, and then from Lagos, she moved to the UK. So she's currently based in the UK working for Spotify. How did she get there? From the community. Now, again, there are a host of, I can give you names. Yeah. And when I say that I have footprints in 33 countries, some of the reasons has been because the community also have helped scale my name. Okay. Now, the next thing I will show to you is so practice and post. Apply. Now, the second one is apply. Yeah. While you are waiting for fate, when I mean fate, I mean FATE. Yeah, when I mean fate, I mean FATE. While you are waiting for fate to introduce you to the world, you can't wait for too long. Keep applying. Make people apply to junior roles, get your hands dirty with applications too. The last way I'm going to tell you, which I have found also very efficacious, is the fact that in your organization where you work, they need a data analyst. That's the truth. Don't wait for them to come and say, give you an offer letter. Look for data responsibilities and do it in the organization. Do it. Just keep doing it. Be diligent at it. Your skill will show. Now, I can show you loads of data work from this country that are being done in Europe and in America. I can show you loads of them. Now, allow me to just give you one very simple one. How many of you here know that, how many of you here know the United Nations? I'm sure most of you know United Nations here. Okay, cool. You know, they have a lot of work they do around Africa and Nigeria, for instance. Can I surprise you? There is an Indian company. I won't call the name of the company. The Indian company is registered in the US that works for the UN in Nigeria. Yeah. Now, the question is, why are we here? And then people are coming to work for them. So what I want you to understand is that while you are thinking that there are no opportunities, there are loads of opportunities. You have to differentiate yourself. You need to open the conversations, talk about yourself. You need to go out there and look for them. And sometimes don't go too hard, starting where you are. I can surprise you. Can I surprise you? Whether you are a student in school or you are a lecturer with base, there are a lot of collaboration between the UN and base, for example. Can you, for instance, let me give you a simple one. Can you collect the data? Hmm? The data of all the students who were in this program. I would like that, Seth. If Udo is in this class, I would like it. And I would like to collaborate with someone with that. I would like to collaborate with someone on that. I would like to see what that looks like. All the program, this ideas program, they had how many tracks? I don't know, maybe 7 tracks. BI, data analysis, the other ones, AI, cybersecurity. Yeah. Now that was done. We also have inside that, we had how many students were for each track. Inside that, we had gender, male or female. We have the attendance. There's a whole lot you can analyze in that story. Do you see what I'm saying? That's a place to even differentiate yourself. What can you analyze? What story can you tell about the base ideas program in the last 2 months? Yeah. So I want you to think in that manner. Don't think about going to look for what is not lost. Start exactly from where you are. There is so much data that is going down the drain that no one is putting their hands on. So, all right, cool. Now, I have said that already. And then the last one I'm going to leave you with in terms of finding a job is go and do volunteering. Find opportunities to volunteer. Yeah. Okay. Now, having said that, I will stop here. I'll take questions first, then I'll come back to other things. All right, quickly drop your questions. I'm all ears now. All right, any question? Questions, please drop it now. Let's take it. How can you use Tableau Prep in preparing, combining, shaping, extracting, transforming, cleaning data? Okay. John, sir, Tableau Prep is a tool on its own. It's you need a full training on using Prep. But let me promise you something. There are two good data cleaning and preparation tool. One of them is called, I'm going to drop it on the, what do you call it? Telegram channel. ALY Alteryx. Yeah, I think that's the spelling. I'm not sure. I think I may have missed something. Can I visualize using MySQL? No, you can't visualize using MySQL. Now, so Alteryx is like the bigger boy in the community. However, I want you to know that Tableau is consistently making their data prep, their Tableau prep very good. To be fair, it can match Alteryx in a number of ways. Yeah, in 90 to 95%. While it is easy to clean data with Tableau Prep, you may need to be trained. But if you go on YouTube, you might find a full video that can teach you Tableau Prep. If you learn it once or twice, it's very intuitive. Yeah, it's very intuitive if you learn it once or twice. Yeah. Is it okay to send our practice projects to you for feedback and criticism? KJ review, absolutely it is okay, but I can't promise all the feedback. Yeah, I can't promise all the feedback. The ones I see, I should give you feedback on, I'll quickly give feedback on, and also based on time. What is the best tool for visualization? I'll tell you the simple answer about that. There is no best tool. Because you will get into these debates for all I care. There is no best tool. The reason is every organization have what they prefer. Some prefer Tableau, some prefer Power BI, some prefer Looker, some prefer some other kind of stuff. Some even prefer Google Studio. Your work is to, but if you can master one very well, you should be able to master the other one. My best advice for you is master one, be good at one. Yeah, then you can leverage that skill to learn the other. How can I join the community? Right now, the community is big on two platforms really only, LinkedIn and Twitter, that's X. Yeah. So once you join the community, it's basically one way. Connect with people. You would see people as you join. You will see people. You could also follow this handle. This is the handle of the community. It's called Data Farm, which is hashtag DATAFAM. Yeah, and you would see collaborate, engage. If you see something nice, share the person on. When you also post something nice, they'll cheer you on. Yeah. How can I reach out to you for collaborations? Oluwaseun, I posted my email this morning on the group. Yeah. So you are free to reach me via email. Yeah. So you have me really on all platforms, just that I'm more active on one, on LinkedIn. Good afternoon. I missed your previous classes for the past 2 months. How can I catch up? You get to YouTube, my friend. YouTube. Can I visualize using MySQL? No, MySQL is not for that purpose. I think I've answered that. Did I miss any questions? Can you walk us through how to answer practical questions using MySQL? Okay. Now, John Emeka, just for your pleasure and for those who may be also asking the same question, I think you need to first ask yourself, what is SQL for? What's the purpose of SQL? So what's the purpose of SQL? Let's start from there. Most often than not, data is stored in a storage. And what is this storage called? This storage is called a database. The most common database is called the relational database. However, there are other databases. We have what you call the object-oriented database. We've got loads, really. I wouldn't want to go into all of that. Now, when these data are stored, and these data are stored observing the principles of what? Normalization for reasons. I shared with you guys a video about normalizations and why they are being done, because you need to understand why they are being set up that way. So when these data are set up that way, the next thing is a day comes when you need to pull data, analyze them, and produce insights. In the case of what has been going on in the last few days, which is the Base Ideas program, the Base may have, don't get me wrong, don't quote me, I don't know all that, but may have been using Excel to collect this data. Excel is a flat file. Yeah, it's not a database for reasons. Yeah. So, but if you had taken out time to watch the last videos I shared with you guys about normalization and why normalization, you should be ahead on this question though. So SQL is a language used, a query language, query used to pull the data you want, and then perhaps you move it from there into where it's being analyzed. Yeah. Okay. Now, I think I might do one last thing um, before we let go. So let me see if we can. I'll show you just for those who have been following me, because some questions show me you followed me, some show me you've not followed me yet. We left you behind. Okay, so I'll leave that for now. How can we use Figma in creating a visa and chart very well? Absolutely good question, John, sir. I tell you what, you know what you call wireframing? Wireframing? Yeah. So that's where you use Figma to create wireframes, and you could use them to create backgrounds. Yeah. So if you're good with Figma and you know what you want to represent, then we can have that call. You can push me a mail on the day you are ready, and I can show you one or two things you can do. But again, you can go on YouTube and just type using Figma with Tableau, and you will see a whole lot. There is a really good guy. There's a really good guy in the community. His name is called Tristan. Tristan, I think he's Dutch. If I'm not wrong, he's Dutch. Yeah, Tristan he has developed Figma in a way that it intuitively, you can even export Figma straight to Tableau. Really good job. Really good job the guy has done. Tristan, he does some really, I'm coming. Let me see if I can find him. Lad Database. Lad Database. Lad Database. That's the guy's brand name, yeah? He's a really cool, he's a visionary. He's got really good work around that area. So just give me a minute. I'll pull his work. It's a cool guy. So Lad Database. So okay. Yeah, him here. So just I'll pull up his. All right, I'll pull up his profile and I'll share it with you. So this guy is good. He's done so many amazing jobs around creating more unique kind of visualizations. And yeah, so if you want to check out a lot about those work, yeah, that's him there. Lad Database. All right. What's the next question? What makes your first role as a data and what was the pay like? So we know how to price when they ask you to create visual. Okay, e.g., I'm a freelancer, so we freelancers don't charge the same thing like you might want to charge. I work for myself, and as a freelancer, we take contract payments. We don't take a salary. So you might have to bargain based on your, what do you call it? The role you will take. Yeah, I hope that makes sense. Besides, it depends on the country you're working for. If you're working for a Nigerian company, you will use a Nigerian payment structure. Working for a foreign firm, then you would have to use their payment structure also. So all of that depends on who you work for. But again, charge based on your skill. If you are confident, then you can charge more. If you are not confident, you might take a pay cut so that you can learn on the job. The big firms prefer foreigners to teach for them rather than local talent. Tamara, not exactly always. The big firms don't prefer foreigners. The question is, have you got what it takes? Yeah. Yeah, they trust. There's a trust game there, but if you can distinguish yourself, you'll find your way in. At least I found my way around some of them. So you can. Which organizations are suitable for internship data analytics? I wouldn't know. Just search that for yourself. It depends on the path you go. Again, another thing I would recommend for you guys is figure out what you are interested in. Are you interested in business data? Are you interested in what you call journalism? You know what journalism is. You are building data, you are building dashboards to for journaling. You see that in go to BBC on Instagram, go to VOA, they post loads of charts. There is also this company that posts loads of chart. I can't remember them right now. Bloomberg does a whole lot of that too. So figure out what you are most interested in. Yeah. So again, if you have a background in accounting, why don't you start with more of accounting visas? Yeah. If you have a public health background, go with public health data, something you can relate with. Now, if you look at my profile, you might find out that I have gone around different things from healthcare to development, from development to projects. Yes, again, I'm a freelancer, so that allows me to learn new things faster because I don't have a domain. I crisscross domains. Yeah. Okay. What's the next question there? I didn't see the link on Telegram too. So what is the Pro Blockchain Squad? I don't know what you mean by that question though. So in the previous class, you stopped at how to create assets to a view for another analyst to use. Yes, Atahiru, I'm looking at showing you guys something this afternoon. Let me see if let me run the questions first, then I'll come back to that. Please, how can you create work to a client? How can you present his work? How can one present his work to a client remotely? I don't need to create anything to any client remotely. And it just all you need to do is if you are going to go with Tableau, which I would recommend because that's I'm an ambassador, so why wouldn't I recommend our family to you? So if you are going to go with Tableau, all you need to do is just send your profile and anyone will know what your abilities are like. Yeah. But if you're going to go with Power BI, then you have to, I think they also have a way from something on the Fabric where you can push your ideas out there. Okay, I'll stop questions by 3:30 so that I can move to the other one. Please, can someone add us up to the group where you share VR materials? Please better get added quickly. What is the difference between ask and modify command? No, now I won't answer that one. No. Subquery, please go back to your video. I've given you a video where I think I'm still owing you guys to compile the last week's video, which I will do that this week for you. Good morning. Please, after analyzing data, how can I save it or send it to a client on SQL? Okay, Malat Maxwell, there is a way you can do that. Now, I'm going to tell you how to do that. You remember when I sent you an SQL file? An SQL file, which you opened and ran it, and that created the dashboard for us. That created the data set for us. Now, when you finish writing a query and the query worked just fine, all you need to do, I'm just going to do one now. Let me show you. So I'm opening it up. I'll share my screen just for those who may be wondering the same question. So this is where we left off the other day. 1 second. 1 second. Okay, so I'm going to present this. So share this entire screen this time. Let's go. Share, man, share. Okay, so where did I go? I wanted to do something for you guys. Now, look at this. Now, this is it. Are you there? Now, after I finish this, I could just call it big code. You can come here, right? File, and you say save as, save script. Let me say save as because I already did. I'm going to save it. You see it here. This is a file. If you save this somewhere, let's save it at the desktop. Now, when I save it at desktop, I'm going to say save. Are you there? Now come to my desktop. If my desktop is going to show here, then good and fine. If it doesn't, then not my fault now. I'm not sure it's showing though. But if you come to my desktop, you would find that file that we saved. What was the name of the file again? Big code. Yeah, refresh. So it's somewhere there on my desktop. All I need to do is to send that person a file. Okay. We are not getting all the links on the Olusegun. Anyone talking about links? I'm sure you were not in the last class. We went past this place. We said everything is on the Telegram group channel. Please go in there and get these things. So can you relate the knowledge of MySQL into Python and other programming softwares? Absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. Now, if you are a programmer and you've been programming, like you've been building like sort of ERPs, so or CRMs or typical things like that, where you have a back end, you have a front end, back end, and a middleware, you're going to have to write what do you call them? ODBC, JDBC, ODBC connects, where you put a script, you embed a script inside a code and write that code so that that code can talk to the database. So if you also want to generate some data from the data set, from the database, then you have to embed an SQL code, yeah, into a programming code and then pull up these things. Then again, having said that, I hope you guys also know that actually Python R are very good data analytics tools. So they can do all the things Tableau, Power BI can do. Yes. So you don't need to buy those big softwares. Okay, please can you explain what concepts, tiny it, small init, virtual, and how do I know? Okay, I'll quickly give you an idea. Okay. When you see a file written virtual, again, this is going to be a long one more, but I'm going to help you with a few things. What you need to go figure out when you talk about different things. So you see what you have, tiny ints, small ints, those are actually those are integers. But the difference between integers that are, I can't see what you wrote again. So the difference is in the memory space they take. Make sense? Now let me explain to you what I mean. I hope we are all on the Telegram channel. I'm going to write something. I'm at a Telegram channel right now. I'm trying to write something. Okay, my screen is open, so I hope you guys can all see it. Yeah. So look at this. If I say 0, just hide this. Look at this. If I say 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, let's count these characters. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 characters. Good. Now, when we say varchar, and then we say something like 50, we are saying that this is a string that should carry 50 characters, max. Make sense? 50 character max. Did you hear the word max? The max means not more than 50 characters, but it's allowed to carry what? Less than 50 characters. Make sense? All right, cool. Now, when you say a character, char, when you say char, what it does is it just takes character. And one thing about character is I think it carries, if I'm not wrong, let's say 50 characters. I can't remember right now. So even if you did this 0, 1, 0, that's 4 characters, the system will make space, will create null value So it will create null value, null value, null value, null value, null value, null value to fill up space. It must fill up all the 50 characters that a normal char carries. But when you say a variable char, you're saying if it takes 2 characters, just keep space for only 2 characters. If it says 20, keep for only 20. So it's variable, it's flexible. Yeah. The same thing applies to small init and tiny init. So what you need to figure out is what is the allowable number of characters. I hope I answered your question more. I have enjoyed your explanation and find your content very rich. You've spoken well about storytelling, but I still don't quite understand the concept, especially narrating. So could you explain? Now, Shaji Alfred, now let me give you a simple answer to your question. Now, if you and I, okay, sorry, I need to take this down for data protection reasons. Now, if you and I have, are talking again about the concept of the last few months of base ideas project. Now, if you were speaking to the students on, maybe you were talking to students to show them their commitment, the story there will not be the story of gender or this. I will be looking out for you telling students, showing a correlation between students who passed and the attendance level. Yeah. That's the audience. You want to show them why they did well or why they failed. But if I were telling this story to like the funders, I'll be telling a complete different story. Because the funders want to know what was the gender distribution here? The funders want to know what was the attendance level. The funders want to know how many facilitators were on the program, so that they want to check in terms of cost. They want to figure out, so you see that the conversation is different depending on the audience. Again, you must tell a story that befits the whole picture. So don't just throw charts around. Ask yourself, this chart I am putting here, what is the story of this chart? And is this the right, what do you call it? Audience, no, the right chart, So because what you should use a bar chart for, don't go and use like a pie chart for it. Use the right chart for the right, what do you call it, story. Yeah, share your screen. What is the format of reference when someone is re-engineering another person's work before posting it on public? Basically, if you are re-engineering someone's work, just copy the link of that person. I think you would see something like that here. So you copy, when you go to inspiration, yeah. So I got this inspiration from this person from Priya Pradam some years ago. So I just copied the link, like you copy this link and put it in your inspiration, yeah, and that works. So you've done that already, yeah. What is the format of referencing when, okay, I've been there. Good day, afternoon class. How can I become a freelancer? Okay, Moe, a freelancer, start by doing your work first, perfecting your skill first. Your screen is visible now. Yeah, okay, thanks. Your screen is showing. Thanks. I really enjoy your touring every month. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so my question on exporting reports from NetSuite to database wasn't properly answered, given that you are not teaching us to be flexible on jobs and just strictly restricting on what you've taught. Again, I don't know what you are asking me to answer for you. Are you asking me to discuss NetSuite? From NetSuite to database, what are you asking me to do? So I'm on Telegram chat, but I cannot find them. We are grateful. We're grateful. No, 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 no. Tableau has been one of your interesting tools. I learned what we dwelled on simple bars, circle charts. Can we get a 45 to 1 visualizing from start to finish to boost your usage? Can we get 45 to 1 hour video visualizing from start to finish to boost our usage? Charles ST, we did a video where we did a full walk. So if you are asking that we should make that compress that video and then share with you, then we can do that for you again. But I know we did that video already. Some please should share this group link to the main group. Please, can someone share the group link on perhaps the chat box so that everybody who needs it can take it before I move on to something else. Please, how can one arrive at the simple logic of querying a database, especially when it involves subqueries like joins? When it involves joins, whatever it involves, remember you need to think logically. Think logically. That's all I can say about that. Everything is the logic. Think about what you're trying to do and think about the logic to bail you out. I read the material you compiled, but I find it difficult to comprehend. Please, I need your enlightenment on intersect and accept. Okay, David, have you first gone through the video that I shared, the first video? I know I'm not sending the second one, but have you done the first one first? Yeah, please do the first one first. I think I recommend more of the videos than even the materials, because materials, I would talk more than I would write on those papers. We can see your screen, same here. If someone sends a link here, we would be able to be grateful. Finding it difficult to debug the SQL database you give us for size. After doing all the necessary adjustment and running it, please, can someone help Abubakar Lawal on the group, on the Telegram group, to set up his stuff, his SQL? My explanation is understood. However, I would appreciate if you explain what it means. Set name, UST, set name, etc. I'm not sure you heard me though, but I think you should start with what I gave to you first. Check the number of various characters each thing can accept. Yeah. So set name, it's just set name as a particular variable type. Can someone kindly share the link to the closed WhatsApp group? Today is my bad day in terms of network. Okay, sorry about that. Ideas program database. Okay, cool. Okay, I feel we have gone around everyone's question and we don't have anyone yet. Let me see if we can quickly. I'm on Tableau, yeah, and then we're going to try to connect to an SQL server. You see, these are several servers. Someone asked, yeah. So I would send the second video to you, David. I think everything you will need will be captured in there. Now, so I'm going to try to connect it to my SQL. So it says download this connector. You need to download and install in the driver first. Okay, so I'm going to go here and download it. Maybe I should have used this other system because I know it's already on this one. But nevertheless, let me download it quickly. So come on, man, come on faster, come on faster. So driver download to find the right driver. So our Tableau server. I'm just gonna log in here. So what I'm trying to do is download a driver so that allows me to connect from one system to another. Login. Quickly, big man, let's go. Okay, so you see what I'm looking for? MySQL driver. So you can find any of the drivers. So you can find how to connect Tableau to MySQL. Everything you need will be here. So I'm just going to resource. So this is what I want. Database driver. Okay, good. Install drivers in clusters. Okay. All right. Download the driver download page. Let me check an old Tableau because this one might waste our time from what we need to do. So hold on while I just pull up a new so that I don't have to do all the download right now. So MySQL, this is a newer version, so I want to go for an old version and spare myself this trouble for now. Server. Where is MySQL? Okay. I think I need to get the right file and then send it to you guys so that you can download and connect it and see for yourself. Download Tableau. Download Tableau SQL Server, download drivers. Okay, while I do that, I'm going to do it this evening and send it to you. Yeah, that's it. That's the one I'm looking for. MySQL, that's it. So this is what I'm looking for. Platform. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. If you don't have these installed, follow these steps to go to these, select the operating system, select the version here, download. So let's go get it from here. Okay, so the version I'm picking is this micro, yeah. So 84, that's the one I'm going for. Zip installer. Which should I go for, this or this? Let's go with this. Let's try this. All right. I hope you've seen where I went to. SQL is not a programming language, it's a query language. Query language. Okay. I hope you're seeing where I'm going to. It's just going to take us a bit of time. So you just download this and install it. So it's taking a bit of time, but it will come through. And then I would have just connected it to my system. So I could do that and then share with you guys as a video if it doesn't take our whole day. All right, so go ahead. Just drop your questions while this is opening. Give it some time to open. All right, I'm all ears. Okay, it's downloading now. Ooh. Okay, let's see that download. So, good afternoon. Whenever I try exporting two pages, um, how can I connect my Tableau to a live data set so as to carry out a real time? That's what I'm trying to show to you. So I'm trying to create the connector. Whenever I'm try exporting two pages of my own views to Tableau, the app just shuts down without exporting. You might Apache, you might have to do me a I accept. Yeah, you might have to do me what you call it. Typical. Come on, install recommended for use will be installed. Complete custom. Now you might have to do for me a what do you call that stuff? You might have to do a video of what you're saying. I don't really get what's the problem. Um, Please, sir, many of us are not on the Telegram channel when you posted all the links. We are from Base University's Idea Telegram group. Please help with the link. David Adebi, if you join the group, I can push things on that group faster. All you need to be on that group is a week. Within the next 1 week, I will push out all the informations you may likely need for you. And then the next thing that you might need to do is to stick around. So join the group. I think that will be easier for us so that we manage it as a common front. All right. Let me see. Any other question? SQL is the query language. Please, someone should help with these. Okay, server. All right. I don't know if you can see my screen. I don't know if you can see my screen. I just want to know if you can see my screen. Now I have installed the driver. Yeah, so now I need to check what the server on this system is. Okay, now if I want to check what the server on that system is, what I would likely do there is, what should we use? I think the server there is, wait, let me get the server. The cloud server. I've installed the app on a cloud server, HTTP. So I'm going to pull this from, let me use 8080. What was the last server here? Okay, let's see. 13 139.144 54 52. Now, this server address is given to you by the client. So it's not, I'm not cooking that up. I'm trying to pull a client stuff. So don't worry, it's an old project, so there is no risk in it. The only thing I won't give you is the full details. Okay, you see, the server address is the server, the client will give you that server address. The port, the client will give you that port. They will give you the name of the database. the username, and even the password. Yeah. So once they give that to you, you could now say, I'll leave this and they say sign in. If this signs in, then we're good. It's checking it for that is wrong. So it means that is the wrong address. So let me look for the correct one. It's a long time this address we used it. So I'm looking for one to use for you for the class. Just 1 second while we work on this. But I hope you understand what I'm doing really. Just showing you how you can connect to a system remotely, sitting in your house. You can connect with a system. So admin of cloud proof. Okay. I'll check this as 8080. SQL store. One sec. Three zero zero 3006 localhost. Okay, unable to connect. Check that the server is running and that they have privilege access. Okay, all right. Just to show you what I was trying to do, I'm trying to get us to connect to this system. So I need to figure out what's happening here. So this is the local instance of MySQL 80. That's the root, which is localhost is here. So we use localhost. That's the server. The port. Again, the port here is, I could check the setting and let you know, and then just show you there's a mistake somewhere. SQL store. So I'm going to start this. SQL on the store, yeah. So root and root. Okay, let's see that. That's it. Can you see that? It worked. I hope you guys saw what I just did. All right, let me know if you saw what I just did. Yes, thank you. I have appropriate lectures from, thank you, sir. I have appropriate your lecture from. Okay, just let me know if you saw how I connected this, please. Okay, so basically in this case, everything is local. I can do that again, really. So I'm going to close this. I could close this data source. Yeah. Everything here is local, so I did not have to do anything much. Everything here was local. So all I needed to do was, after downloading that stuff, the driver, I went to put it on. Sorry, it's a server. So I'm going to go to the server side. Server. Let me do it one more time for the benefit of those who didn't see before I stop. Okay, now I went to the server. You know, we downloaded that server earlier on. So the server, I went to what? MySQL. You know that place in MySQL, this place. It's a local host, which is the local system. Everything is local. Yeah, it's local host. The port, again, there's what you call talking to a port. The port is 3306. The database, you know, we've been working with this database. That's the one I want to connect to. So I call the database I want to connect to. Then the next thing is, whenever you come here, you see my identity is what? Root. If I double click on this, normally when you log on your system, you would see username and password. Username and password. So my username is root. See, that's the name there, root. You can see it here, root. I hope you can see root. Now, if you write root here, then you put the password, yeah, and then you sign in. Now, with that already, my friends, I have already brought that database into my system. Now I can start analyzing that database. This is it. That's it. I want to analyze customer now. So I drag it here, and then I can skip it here and count. There are 10 customers. I could put it in here. So you see, I'm speaking directly. There are 13 customers. I'm connecting directly to a database, but it's on my system. Now, if this database was on some other person's system, what they will do for you is they will give you, should I close this again? So file, I'm going to just close this. What they would do for you is they would give you what we call, show you, MySQL. So like if it was in someone's system, see what they will give you. They will give you an address. It could be something like 121.171.86, which is the address. Again, don't worry, you will get used to some of these IT terms. 31.40.78. That's the server. Every server has an address. They will tell you the port to talk to. Yeah? They will tell you the name of the database. Or here, you see this place. Instead of us talking to a database, normally, let me take you somewhere. You know why we're talking to this database? Let me show you why I put that database. But you see, because let's go back here. Let's go back here. Stay with me. Stay with me. Let's go back here. You see this database? We had created a view. Where is it? Or did we not? Okay, let's do something interesting. Let's open a file. File. Open recent query tab. I want to use this one. So this code that we have. So I'm going to do create view. Let's call it great as. So I want to put that thing into a view, that code into a view. Abi, let's run it. Let's see if that went well. That view has been created. Can you see? Help us reload the SQL video. Okay, no problem. We'll do that. That view has been created. See, it ticks it. Now, let's go and check on view. Now, look into view. You see, that's the great. You see that great guy now? That's the guy I want. This is the only guy I want. Is this view I want, only great. So now, when I come to this store, you can put, they could give you, what is it? Sorry, great. If that works though. It's gonna be localhost. That won't work. It should be a backward slash. How do you get backward slash again? Here. Okay. Now, I don't really work like this. Okay, this is it. Hold on. Unable to connect. The server is running. Server is running. Hold on. Server is running. So hold. Okay, I can actually check that for you because I don't want you to. I want to limit what you see. I don't want you to come into my entire. So that will not do it for me. But if I go with the whole database, I can pull that out. Hmm? Now this allows me to come in here. But inside this SQL store, this is all I want you to see. There is a guy they call view, which I'm not seeing from here. All right, I'll tweak this and send a video for you to see. Yeah. So now you can see the database. I'll tweak it and then send the video for you to see because it should be able to go in there and see only the view, which is what I wanted to be able to see. So I can do that and send it to you later today. Okay. Can you add this to your video that you will send to us? Yes, I will. I will. I will. Because I want to make you see the video of how you see views. Very okay. All right. Thank you very much. My SQL is not working on Tableau. Khadija, check your installation. At least you could see it worked for all of us. All right. Once again, thank you very much. I will try to make sure by within next week, you guys will get loads of the videos I promised you. And then we would say, oh, yeah. So have a great time. I wish you all the best in your journey. Yeah. Have a great, great time. Cheers. Well done. Very done.